Hello, welcome. My name is Tracy. Thanks so much for joining me. Today I'm going to be making this accordion fold box. And I'm making this one for Mother's Day. So this is the one I made for my mum. And I'm going to make one for my husband's mum now. This design I actually got from a US demonstrator called Julie DiMatteo. And she's also known as the Paper Pixie. So when you open it up, inside it's an accordion. So to the best happy Mum's Day, because I couldn't fit in Mother's Day in there. And it just folds back in to a gorgeous little box. So super cute. I've used Berry Burst in this one. And I'm changing this up a little bit too because I used an old punch that's retired. And for this one I'm going to show you how to do this flower, but I'm using a layering circle framelits in the scallop. But we'll come back to that in a little while. Now first off, I'm making it in powder pink with a bit of smoky slate. So all the measurements and supplies that I've used for this project will be listed on my blog, and you can find that in the description of this video. There's also a link to my online store where you can purchase all your Stampin' Up supplies. Okay, so for the box base, this measures 8 1/8 by 8 1/8, and we're going to score it at 1 5/8 and 3 1/4. We're going to do that on all 4 sides. So that gives us a whole heap of boxes. So I'm just going to put that on aside, and we're going to do the box lid now, and it measures 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and we're going to score at 5/8 and 1 1/4. I'm going to do that on all 4 sides as well. And that's what that's left us. So with the smoky slate, which is going to be our accordion fold inside, this measures 1 1/2 by 10 1/2 inches, and we're going to score that at 1 1/2, 3, 4 1/2, 6, 7 1/2, and 9 inches. And I don't think I cut that one down, so I might just bring in my trimmer and make sure that's cut at 10 1/2. There we go. So now it measures 10 1/2 by 1 1/2. And that's all we need the scoreboard for. So to make the box, we'll start off with the box base, and I've made a template. So to find the template, you can find that on the blog as well, just so we know where to cut, where to not cut. And I found it easier to go this way. So what we're doing is, on every single corner, we're taking 3 out of each corner. And I'm using the bigger handled scissors. I find that can be easier to manage when you're making longer cuts. So that's that too, and we're just going to go up 1. And then we're going to go those 2. And up 1. So effectively we've done 2 of the corners, so we've got 2 more to go. the last corner. Oops. So just like that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to, where you've got the two long ones, so it could be either side, they're all the same, we're going to cut down to the next score line. So just up to the next score line. And turning it around so you're working on the opposite end, same thing. Like that. So then we bring it in and we're just going to fold and score on all those score lines. Now the trick to making a good box is by folding each of the score lines and giving it a crisp score line. Okay. So these ones here are going to fold in like that. So what we're going to do, these ones here, we're going to wedge in. I might just bring the small scissors in for that one. To wedge those two in, we're going to turn it around and do the opposite, mirror opposites to those ones. And this just, when you put your box together, when you're cutting a little wedge out, just fits in a little bit better with a little less bulk. So like that. And then we're going to wedge off all these 4 on the top. So effectively, we're wedging all except for these 2 squares here. Okay, so the 4 on the outside, we're wedging. So these 2 here are actually your sides. And the 4 on the outside are the ones that go inside your box. Okay. So just bringing the template in again. That's it. So what I'll do is I'll also put in a picture where it shows where I've wedged in on each one. Okay, so we're going to glue these 2 together and then glue all the rest in. So the 2 on the outside, we're going to, you can use Tombow mono glue. You can use fast fuse if you've still got some. Tear and tape works really well as well. I'm just going to fold my box in. And this side as well. Okay. Because I've got glue on these side, or adhesive on that side as well. Oh. Just going to push that one up as well, and also this side. Just grab my bone folder and just press those ones down. just going to put some glue on all those and pop them in as well. So just pushing those in. And that's our little box. So similar for the box lid, and here's my template here. So I'm going to get rid of the 3 edges again, so the exact same way that we did the other one. So there's 2, and we'll get rid of this one. So we'll bring in our bone folder and just fold and score those edges. So then we're going to cut down on opposite sides. So it doesn't matter what side you go, they're both the same. So we'll cut in. And turning it around so it's opposite. And because these ones are our tabs, we're just going to wedge those ones as well. Now because these ones on the very ends, I'll show you, they then fold in to give it another nice edge. These ones on the very ends, we're going to just notch slightly as well. You don't want a big just so it fits in the box really nicely. So just a slither. Okay. So that's our box lid. So we'll put that one together as well. Because that's a little bit smaller, I might just bring in my Tombow glue. That one's empty. There we go. Okay. So we're going to put our tab in underneath the box, just like that. Because it's Tombow glue, you just got to hold it for a couple of seconds. It's pretty quick to stick down. We're just going to work our way around the lid. Last one. There we go. Oh. And then we're just going to put some glue. I need to get a new one out, I think. Okay, so I've just put some glue on the inside, and I'm just going to push down with the bone folder, and you're not going to be able to see that very well. So I've just pushed that down with the bone folder just to get it to stick down. And that's the box lid. Perfect. So what we might do is we might move on to the accordion piece. And so the first one that's going to sit in the box, so we have to fold it mountain fold, and then we just go the opposite for the next ones. So it's accordion, so mountain valley, mountain valley, mountain valley. And I'm just going to use the bone folder just on all those really quickly. There we go. It's going to go that way. And this one will go down in the bottom of the box. So I already have stamped my insides. And what you need, so you can have all of them. So that's sticking in the box. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. And your insert will be, you'll need 6 of them. And they're 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. And I've used Petal Palette stamp set. And also thoughtful banners. So I've just got the Happy Mother's Day out of the thoughtful banners. This stamp set is actually carrying over into the new catalogue, so that's great. As well as the Petal Palette, sorry. Petal Passion is retiring. So I'm just going to stick these straight away into there. Thought I'd save a bit of time by doing that. And that gives it a nice little border as well. Need to get another glue. So I'm going to stick some fast fuse on the bottom one. I'm just going to stick that straight down into the bottom. And because that's the way it's going to go in, stick some glue here. Look at that. Isn't that cute? And you can even stick something down in that bottom. There's plenty of room that you could stick something down in there. What we're going to move on to next is this gorgeous flower here. Now, like I said at the beginning of the video, I used a retired punch. I'm going to show you how to use, so I've cut 5 of this layering circle scallop framelit. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to just take some water, just move these out of the way a little, and I'm going to wet both sides, and I'm just going to scrunch. I'm going to do that to all 5. Now if you're doing this, this is best to do a couple of hours before or the night before if you're going to make this, because it needs a little time for it to dry. Okay, so they're nice and scrunched up. I'm going to just unfold them. So you want lots of nice texture there. Going to bring in one of these pins, and I'm just going to put the pin through the middle and layer them all onto the pin. So just like that, and we're just going to unclip the back of the pin. Well, I didn't do that in the middle very well. And what we're going to do is we're going to take the first one, and I'm going to scrunch it up so it looks like the inside of a petal. And we're going to just do that for each and every one. Now your flower can be a tight petal, it could be a lot looser, completely up to you what you would like. And this technique's been around for a long time, so this is not anything new, but it's so cute. And the last one. And then all I like to do is just give it a bit of a spray. Sort of fiddle around with it a little bit to where I'm happy. There we go. And then I'm just going to pop that on my window and let that sun dry that one. Now I've already had one made, so here it is here. And that's going to look good on top. Now to decorate the top of the box, I've got some fresh floral DSP. Now this is retiring at the end of this month, end of May, until stocks last. And I have 4 pieces of 1.5 by 1/2 inch, so 1.5 by 1/2 inch, and then I have 1 piece of 1.5 by 1.5. So the 1.5 by 1.5, that's going to go on the very top of the box. Just like that. And these 4 will go on the edge of the top. So this is an easy box to make if you're used to making boxes. I love making boxes, so once you sort of get used to, you make a few, you understand how they all work. So there we go. So that's the box. We know this is the front. So then I have a piece of gold 1/8 inch ribbon. Now this one's also retiring. I'm sort of trying to show you what's retiring and what you can buy now before it runs out, but I'm also trying to use up some of my stock before I buy some new stuff. And what we want to do is we want to do it so we can tie the bow at the front here. So I'm going to grab a glue dot. I played with that, so I'll just make sure that is the front. Yep. Just going to grab a glue dot and stick the ribbon in place there. I'm also going to stick another. You only want to stick it to the top of the box. You don't want to stick it to the bottom as well, because otherwise you're not going to be able to pull open the accordion part. But that's enough of the ribbon to be stuck down to keep it there. So I might as well tie it while I'm here. And I find if you're tying bows upside down, they seem to work and look nicer for some reason. I'm not sure why. And I'm not the best bow tire, so but it looks alright, doesn't it? There we go. And then I'm also going to grab a few glue dots on this as well, to glue this to the top. Okay, that one didn't want to stay there. I'll get another one. Anyway, there we go. I'm going to stick this one down. And because that's been dried, it's really quite hard. Like, isn't that amazing? That's cardstock that's been crimpled up, wet, and left to dry. How cute is that? Tie this one up. So there is quite a few measurements and score folds and all that sort of stuff in this, so please check out my blog and grab all those details. I would love it if you left me a comment and hit the thumbs up, and also if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. So this one's a little bit larger than this one, but if you want it a little bit fuller, just the outer edges just don't scrunch up so much into the petal. But even now you can sort of still manipulate it slightly. So cute. Thanks so much for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this project, and maybe you could make one for your mum as well. All right, have a good day. Bye.